Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, and welcome back to the Dark Kingdom. Today, we're taking a look at Seven Knights yet again. Don't worry, I know I have been doing a lot of Seven Knights videos, but I will be doing some more Destiny and Warframe videos very soon. I have a very unique review for Grendel coming out in the future, and I got a couple of things to talk about on Destiny that definitely need to be talked about, but until then, let's take a look at Ares. This is the very wrong character list. There we go. There we go. Now, where was Ares again? Ares, where are you? There she is. She has the single most prettiest eyes in the game. I'm sorry. I love the way her eyes look. She is such a beautiful character. And wow, look at that hammer. Oh, she looks so cool. I love Ares, I'm sorry. I really like her. Alright, let's see her passive. She attacks 2 enemies on her basic attack, grants damage immunity for 4 turns to herself, and has a blessing by 30%. What a blessing does is damage does not exceed her max HP for this amount. So she cannot be one-shotted. She just can't. And her awaken item increases this to 20% and increases debuff resist rate to all allies by 80%. This is very powerful. Saying, why is this so powerful? Well, first of all, Spike just is not in the meta anymore. His buff can be removed extremely easily, and he is very squishy. He can die very fast. So we don't have a debuff immunity really in this meta, so there's a lot of status effects being flung around and people get affected by them a lot more often than they used to when Spike was around. So until he is Mythic Awakened and his buff is updated, I have a feeling she is going to see a lot of play simply because of this passive alone. I really like her passive. She's very survivable, and she has a strong debuff resistance that we aren't going to see a lot of. But let's take a look at her first active ability. Her first active ability is very effective in PvP, but in PvE, not so much. What it does is she deals 135% physical damage to 4 enemies 2 times. Decreases their stun resist rate by 100% for 2 turns. Decreases turn buffs by 2. Now, the reason this isn't good in PvE is because they're not exactly affected by status effects anyway. But in PvP, this can actually be pretty decent because of her Mythic Awakened basic attack does stun, and since it has a 60% chance to proc, I'll be telling you guys more about this later, it's pretty effective. But as for this skill right here, I can imagine this being very good in PvE because of the turn buff reduction. That can be a very powerful effect in some of the newer raids that have been released for some of the characters. But aside from that, this is pretty solid. I really do like this ability. It's not something that's as crazy as some of the other Mythic Awakened characters, but it's still pretty powerful. Very aggressive for the arena. It's alright for PvE stuff. But alright, let's take a look at her second active ability. What this does is she deals 200% piercing physical damage to all enemies. That's not much, but she also shuffles the enemy's formation. This does not work in PvE. I know what you're thinking. No, it will not work in those raid dungeons or anything like that. But it does do a decent bit of damage. But this is probably going to be more effective in PvP, as I have noticed. I did try her out a little bit in PvP. She is pretty good there. Even at a lower level, she is really good. And I have noticed that shuffling the enemy's formation is very effective. So, not a bad ability, even though it might not seem like much. Now, moving on to my favorite part of her character so far is the newly improved version of her Awakening skill. What her Awakening skill does is she deals 25,000 fixed damage to 1 enemy 4 times, and at level 50 this has piercing. And this has chain attack. Now, you don't have to be at level 50 for it to have chain attack, it just has chain attack. Now, I did test her out a little bit on the road. I was away from recording for a little bit, and I had some a chance to awaken her, Mythic awaken her rather, and test her out in PvE and in PvP. At her current level, she's really good in PvP, like, of course. But in PvE, there are a few things I want to talk about. But first things first, let's take a look at those animations. She no longer has a passive Mythic Awaken skill, so that is... it just makes me so happy. Oh, and by the way, her special Mythic Awaken attack, all it really does is just deal 150% physical damage to one target. And she deals 10,000 fixed damage and has a 70% chance to inflict stun. So yeah, I don't really have any negatives about her character. She's just really good. Mythic Awaken her when you can. That hammer is awesome. Oh, man, that was cool.
감당할 수 있겠어? 나를 이길 자는 오직 나뿐이다.
Oh.
귀찮구만. 가로막는 건 다 부셔버릴 뿐.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's really cool. I love her character. She was always really cool, and she's just even cooler now. And the best part is, I finally get to use her. Absolutely amazing character. Now, her interaction with these dungeons is actually incredible. Like, really, it is. But there is one part of the raids here, like one raid in particular. The newest one, you guys probably seen me post about it in the community section. It's just, it's so annoying. Like, she can't even survive the true damage from Evan. It's just too much. Like, really. I think there is a counter to it somewhere in the game, but it really is ridiculous. Like, really, it's just an instant kill from Evan. His just one ability just kills you. It doesn't matter if you have a Void Shield, it doesn't matter if you have resistances like Ares. It just kills you. Like, there's nothing that can stop it. But yeah, hopefully the devs do nerf the true damage. It's already kind of busted anyway. So hopefully they do something about that. But anyway, that is all the time I have left for this video, my fellow gamers. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you too can be a part of the Dark Kingdom where all are royalty. Until next time, take it easy, my fellow gamers. Bye.